My dog walks really well, but I'm very nervous of stray dogs coming up to us and what could happen. What can I do to keep us safe?
Hmm. I never really thought about this question much before, so I guess this will all just be like off the top of my head. But
Yeah. I
um,
must admit, I have thought of this question
yeah,
before,
you'd be cooked,
mainly because of Lenny.
right?
Before Lenny was
Trained, yeah,
trained, I'd seen dogs that were just roaming, and I know how he would respond. And I'm like, how the heck am I going to manage the situation if they get into a scuffle? So I would just turn around and go home. So he never got a walk. But yeah, but I was thinking things like, would you take, like the behavior spray that we've got?
yeah,
Like, could could they take something like that that's just small and pop it in your pocket?
yeah.
At first I thought pepper spray, but I thought, would you really would that just not provoke things if you're spraying pepper spray at a dog?
I would ideally, I mean, prefer to do something like lighter in
Mhm.
terms of like consequences. Generally speaking, my first one would just be like if I was walking the dog and I saw a dog, I would just be conscious where the dog's at first and foremost.
Yeah.
So like if because I'll tell you that there was a dog. We used to run me and Mia used to run into this a lot. They weren't really strays, but they were dogs that lived at places with no fences, and they would just kinda be out and
Mhm.
about. We went walking on the green I actually went and walked there this morning. I think the first time since Mia's been gone, I went and walked on the green line this morning. Um, but either way we went, if we went down towards Germantown Parkway, there was a dog that lived at, like, a storage facility or whatnot. This dog was big and super scared. Like, I barely ever got a glimpse of the dog, but the dog I over time, I started to because we went walking there almost every day. And so this dog would, like, pop out of the woods and, like, be standing as we got closer, it'd, like, run away. But then eventually, like, as we would go down to the road and then turn back around and pass where the dog would kinda be hanging out in the woods, it would
Mhm.
kinda follow us on the green line a little bit. So I'd always pop a headphone out just to make sure I could hear because I normally have headphones in, I'm listening to a podcast. So I'd pop my headphones out and I'd just be consciously aware of the dog is, aware of where the
Yeah.
dog is. Then further going towards, like, Shelby Farms, there were 2, houses, like, one house had, like, probably like a pity mix or something like that, and the house next to them was, like, a larger property, and they had, like, a blue heeler, and those dogs would sometimes be out on the green line as we're walking towards, and then they'd kinda tuck in the woods, and then sometimes they would follow us too. They never messed with us, we never had any, like, poor interactions or anything like
Mhm.
that, but, um, I would say generally speaking, I would just be first and foremost, be conscious of
Yeah.
where the stray is first, right? Second, I would reel if the dog was getting closer, I would always just reel Mia into heel. Mia listened really well, fortunately for me, and
Yeah.
so, and even though she didn't like dogs being in her space, she never really like we had a number of dogs run up to us over the years, and she'd just back up behind me. She would never, like, try to get them. Um, imagine if it went on longer, she maybe would have, but, like, she never really
Mhm.
just tried to get anybody. I'd probably reel the dog in a heel as the dog gets closer to have a little bit more control or whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, and I'd probably if the dog was in front of me, I'd start, like, maybe trying to pull the dog behind me some, and I'd try to be in between the dog and, I'd be in between the dog and the stray, basically, my dog and the stray. Then I'd probably just start raising my voice. I'd probably start yelling.
Shoo 'em away.
I'd probably start yelling first and foremost and just saying, "No, go on, get," whatever. Something like that. Um, my next step would be I'd probably, like, raise my arms up and make myself, like, look a lot bigger than I really am or whatnot,
Mhm.
and start, like, moving my arms or whatever and kinda, like, oops, like, shooing the dog or
Yeah.
something like that. Um, I would say that would work for most dogs. That would work for the
Okay.
majority of
Yeah.
dogs. There'd maybe be a handful that would, like you can also tell too a lot by, like, the posture of the dog too. If it was, like, Sully walking up to you, like he was out free on a walk, like, he's gonna be, like, walking up pretty casual. His head's gonna be down. His tail's probably gonna be, like, soft wagging or whatnot. You probably don't have to worry about that, like, realistically.
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna still have some space in between me
Yeah.
and the dog, but,
Yeah.
I don't really have to worry about that very often. Like, you probably wouldn't have to worry
Tell
about
him
that.
go home.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't have to worry about that. If the
Mhm.
dog's, like, actively, like, charging or whatever and, like, this isn't working, you could do a number of things if you're physically capable. I remember one time, we were walking in the woods at Shelby Farms, and there was a guy who had, like, 3, like, off-leash dogs that were pretty big. Um, and we were walking and about to turn a corner, and they walked and turned the corner, and I didn't see it coming at all, and I literally scooped me up and I just lifted her up above my head like that because I just didn't know. I didn't know the dogs. I didn't know who they were or where, if they had an owner with them or anything. If they were just stray dogs in the woods. The owner comes walking around the corner. It all went fine, but I had no clue. So I literally just picked me up above my shoulders. But she's pretty light, and I'm a pretty strong fella.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're physically capable, you could do something like that. If it's a smaller dog or something.
Yeah. Pick your dog up. Yeah. Good idea.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with carrying something to like keep you safe or whatnot.
Yeah.
The 3 things I was thinking about in terms of like deterrents would be like Pet Corrector spray, which is what she was talking about with like
Yeah.
behavioral spray. That just makes like a loud hissing noise. It's like keyboard cleaner, but it's a little bit louder basically.
Yeah.
You could get an air horn. That would also make a loud noise, much louder, and probably definitely stop a dog in their tracks or whatnot. And then the third one would be like pepper spray or something like that. You could use it hypothetically. Ideally, you wouldn't need to. I'd rather just like yell at the dog and stuff and just have the dog go away. But
So
if
try
there's
something else first.
real risk to my own safety or my dog's safety, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that dog doesn't get mine. But
There you go. You got
could walk with a big stick.
Yeah.
Speak softly and carry a big stick, as a president once said. So you could do something like that. Trying to think of what else. Yeah.
I think that's a good amount of things to think about there.
There were a number of times over the years. I'm just thinking back like to my own personal experiences where like a dog would run up to us off leash, and I would like make Mia like downstay, and I would like open my arms and kind of squat. And this, I could tell this dog was friendly, like as it was coming up to us or whatnot. And I would like squat down, the dog would come up to me, and I'd have already taken Mia off leash, and then I'd make like hers a loop, and I would put her leash over their head or something like that. And I would like, catch somebody else's dog and like find a way to get them back. That happened to me a few times over the years too. So like if your dog's like really well trained, like off leash, downstay, unclip them, make a loop, you can loop somebody else's dog. So then I'd have Mia heeling on one side. And like I said, I'm, strong enough to handle most dogs, on just like a regular leash. I'd have that dog on like the other side or something like that. Or I'd tell Mia free and she can walk out ahead of us or something, so, lots of solutions. I feel like I had something else to say too, but I forgot. Off leash. Yeah, I lost it. Oh, I know what it was. Man, I just saw this story on, I think it was on YouTube. It was about a lady in Florida, and she had these like 2 like pit bulls, and she had like a kind of like a half fence in her front yard, and she just leave them in the front yard. And apparently there are like lots of reports that these dogs would like get out or whatnot, and like it had happened a bunch over the years. Anyways, this lady's walking her dog, and these 2 dogs killed her.
Killed the lady?
Killed a lady.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I've heard of dogs attacking other dogs with owners swinging their dog around on a leash and things.
Those videos are tough to watch. I mean, I've seen a number of those videos over the years too. Those are tough to watch. But
YouTube is really bad at showing you all the things. But
yeah, no, but this, I saw this on YouTube. But yeah, no, this, the lady died. Yeah, these 2 dogs got her and killed her.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, at nighttime.
Oh yeah, definitely carry something with you just in case.
Yeah.
I think the big stick might be the thing.
I don't know. If I was picking if it was like actually like health and safety's on the line, I'm probably going pepper spray over a big stick.
Would you?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of videos of like dogs attacking kids or dogs attacking other dogs, and people will have like a big stick and be whacking a dog, and it just is not phasing the dog
Just
at all.
not doing anything.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd probably go like pepper spray over.
Okay.
Just because like that would really mess a dog or a human up,
yeah.
This is once again in our worst case scenario. If it's just your normal like neighborhood walk, if it's your normal neighborhood walk where there's
yeah, knowledge is power though.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, no, and the lady that got arrested, like the sheriff like met them at the police station and like walked the lady inside the sheriff's station personally and was like telling her like, there's a woman dead because of your dogs, and like the lady like didn't even really seem sorry. It was really strange. It was really, really weird. She's like asking about her dogs and stuff like that. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I'd be absolutely devastated.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa.
So
okay. So it might be worth just having a little pepper spray just in case.